In this video, we will learn about destructuring of objects in JavaScript. This is also type of accessing the object properties, but this is a new methodology which was given by ES6. Before ES6, we don't have destructuring of objects. In this video, we will learn about destructuring of object. If you want to learn different methodologies for accessing the properties of an object, please watch my previous videos. Let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Here I have created two files, index.html and index.js. Index.js has been embedded into my index.html by using a script tag. So let's understand what is destructuring. For example, I have an object called as simple object, and this object contains two properties, age and the name with Sai, and also let me give something like address as Hyderabad. So I gave the object like this, and in the previous video we saw like accessing these particular properties by using a dot operator and array braces. Here what we will see is we will see the destructuring pattern. We'll be creating an object and we will assign the object by using spread operator, and I am assigning this property, and the destructuring is an advantage to get only the particular properties from an object instead of getting all the properties. For example, if I want to get only age, then I can write age here, comma, and name, and I don't want address, or else vice versa. Let me give address here and save this. Let me print these two values, console.log of age colon age. This will give the age property, and let me give one more console like address, and let me give address here. Save this, go to the browser and let me reload this. You can see age as 10 and address as Hyderabad. But sometimes you may be getting some doubt, like if I give the different name, here we have name, but if I try to access something like nickname, then what would be the output? The output will be undefined. Why? Because this object does not have the key called as nickname. So let me print this nickname does not exist on this object. So whenever we destructure, these will be assigned with a value called as undefined. Let me clear it off and reload here. You got undefined. That means whenever we are using a destructuring mechanism, we have to give the names inside our destructuring const values only the keys which are present in that object. If that keys are does not present in that object, then that value will be undefined. This is one way to get the access for that particular properties, and also we can even use this destructuring over the different patterns. For example, here what I want to do is I want to destructure only the age property, and all this remaining stuff should be inside the another object, that is something like remaining object. So what I can do is I can use dot 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 remaining values. So here let me print this remaining values instead of nickname. Then what you will be getting is you will be getting the age here, and remaining properties will be adding into a separate object called as remaining values, and that remaining values is a new object which was created with these two values. If you go back and clear it off and reload, you can see the name and the address are in the different object and age property is in different object. This is also one way to access only a special property, and remaining all the properties can be put into some particular object. So this is the way we can destructure our objects. And also there is one condition. For example, if you want to give address in the last, then can I use these remaining values? No, it will give an error. Let's see that error. Clear it off and reload. See here, rest element must be the last element. That means we are using a rest operator, but this rest operator should be used only in the last statement. To know more about the rest operator and the spread operator, I have created a video and I'll provide the link in the description. Please watch that video for better understanding. So now let me give the remaining values in one more object, and let me print this address. So console.log of address comma address. So this age will be having the age property, address will be having the address Hyderabad, and the name will be inside one of the object. Let me save this and go back, clear it off, reload. See here, age 10, address Hyderabad, and remaining values whatever it may be. If you have more properties in this particular object, that properties will be moved into the remaining values object. So that is how you can use destructuring over an object. Now we can use destructuring over the arrays as well. For example, I have var arr is equal to, I have something like Sai, comma, Kumar, comma, Kurtivada. So these are my three values, and I want to assign the first value, that is Sai, to a variable called as A, and Kumar to a variable called as B. Like that I can assign. For example, if I want to assign an array, you have to destructure by using an array syntax. So A comma B comma C, or you can give first name comma last name comma surname equal to, I want to give this array dot 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 arr. So this is a spread operator, and let me console all of these three values. So let me console this first name, copy paste colon comma paste, and let me copy this console, paste paste, and let me print last name and also the surname. Save this. Now that last name will contain Kumar, first name will contain Sai, and the surname will contain Kortivada. So now let me go back and clear it off and reload. If you see here, you got Sai, Kumar, and Kortivada. In the same way, like how we have used a rest operator over the const variable of an object, we can also use the same way here in the arrays as well. Dot 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 remaining values of arr. Let me copy this and paste here and paste here. Let me comment this surname, save this. Now the first name will be in the first name, and remaining two values will be in your remaining values of an array. Let me clear it off and reload. If you see here, they are in the array format, these are in the object format. That means whenever you are interchanging the age, address, these are the keys. Whenever you can interchange, the values will never be giving a problem. But here the problem is, it will point to the index, and hence whenever we are writing the first property name, that property name will be pointing to the first index, whereas here the age can be swapped. For example, address can be the first one and age can be the second one, even though the values will never give a problem. Let me clear it off and reload. If you see here, address will be Hyderabad, age will be 10. But whenever you are interchanging some value like last name, so this first name will be pointing to Sai and the last name will be pointing to Kumar. But even whenever you change these variables, it will not bother about the name of the property. It will always bother about the index value. So whenever you are using an array, it will point to the index value. Whenever you are pointing to an object, it will point only to the property name. So that is the difference between array destructuring and object destructuring. Let me use one more destructuring, that is var complex arr of objects. That means I am giving an array of objects. So for example, let me give a name as Sai and age as 10. This is one property, and let me copy the same one, comma paste comma paste. So here let me give Kumar and let me give Kurtivada. Now what I want to do is, I want to change this age value to 30 and 20. Now we have array of objects. Now what I want to do is, I want to get the age of third element, but I don't want to get anything other than this. So what we can do is, we know the index value, and also we know what property we want to get. So you can use one more destructuring mechanism like an array, comma comma. That means the first value, please ignore the first value, please ignore the second value, and the third value I want to get only the age property. It's an object. So the first object will be ignored, second object will be ignored, and this age property will point to this 30. So let me give dot 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 complex array of objects semicolon and print the console of age value in third object of array comma age. So now the value of the age should be 30. Clear it off and reload. Age has already been declared. So somewhere we are using this age property here. So let me consider as complex age. Copy this, paste here, and I will get this age property using a complex age. Paste here, save this and go back, clear it off and reload. If you see here, the age will be 30. That means we are ignoring the first two properties or the two elements of an array, and we are getting the value from the third element. Now what I can do is, let me cut this and let me paste in the second element. That means now the complex age will be 20. So if you go and clear it off and reload, you will be getting 20. So in this way also we can destructure only a particular element of an array by using destructuring mechanisms. So these are the different types of destructuring mechanism of an object and an array in JavaScript. If you want to understand it clearly, watch REST and the spread operator. I'll provide the link in the description. Hope you guys like my explanation. If you like my video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off.